Welcome, all you amazing people, to our Aries full moon reading. The Aries full moon is going to be reaching its fullest on October 20th, around 8:56 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So wherever you're at in the world, you can adjust for that, because that's going to be at the very climax of all the energies. This is an Aries full moon, so you got all that fiery energy of Aries being a fire sign, and then multiply that times the regular, just huge energy of a full moon, and you've got Shazam! You got all this energy coming in, a lot of energy. Of course, with a full moon and with all this amplification, emotions are also going to be amplified in a huge way. So just know whatever emotion that you're focusing on, and whatever emotion you choose during that time, you're going to feel it in a big way. But it's wonderful. I mean, you can feel the energy up to a week before the full moon, up to a week or so after the full moon. The more closer we get to the full moon, the more intense it is, the more dreams you're going to have, and you're going to feel all that. So if you feel out of sorts, just look up at the sky and go, the full moon. That is why my emotions are feeling very, expanded. What's great too is we had 2 full moons in a row in Aquarius in July and August, and then we just had a full moon in Pisces last month. So that had us all on this track of dreamy times, and then we followed that up with the energy of the Pisces full moon, which was about putting some practical plans to those dreams. So putting some plans around the steps towards that dream. And now we have all this blast of energy that we can use and focus it onto those steps. However, it's always a however, right? Also keep in mind that moving from Pisces to Aries, we're ending the cycle of the zodiac signs. We reached the end of Pisces and we're moving in to the beginning again with Aries. And so this might bring some new awareness, and it might cause you to desire to make revisions to the dream, make revisions to the plan. So you might alter your path a little bit, and that's totally okay. So if you feel that energy of wanting to switch things up, don't resist that, because it is part of this beautiful energy that will help you with all of that. Now, the last new moon we had in Aries was back on April 11th of this year, and that was a time of taking action on things. So when you look back around April 11th and see what was going on around that time, what kind of actions you did initiate, because now is also the time to reevaluate. You plant seeds and everything with a new moon. It grows into the harvest of the full moon. And then as you wane away from that to head back towards a new moon again, in that whole cycle of Aries new moon to Aries full moon, back to Aries new moon, it's like 6 months between a new moon and a full moon in the sign, and then back again. So, this moving away from the full moon will be a time where you're also going to be looking at what you're ready to let go of. So, there's all of this reevaluation type of energy coming with this full moon, because of the ending of that big cycle of Aries to Pisces and going back into Aries again, as well as the full moon. You're reaching the climax of the full moon and headed backward. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a reading for each sign, and the question we're kind of going to look at is, what can you reevaluate? But really, I really feel like with all this energy, it's where can you direct this lightning bolt of energy that's coming? What advice does Spirit and the Creator have for us on where we can direct it for the most beneficial experience and most in alignment of who we want to be and where we want to go? So we're going to go ahead and jump right into your reading right now. All right, my Geminis, this is your reading for the full moon in Aries. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Spirit of the Animal Oracle. And this is just going to be what the Creator wants you to know about, like the 3-week period around this full moon. And just like what advice or what can you direct this thunderbolt or this lightning bolt of energy into? Let's give this a little shuffle here. All right, so for our Gemini's creator, what do you want our Gemini's to know about this beautiful energetic period? Okay, like this is the one here. And you have the Eagle Mastery. It says, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You're guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. Yeah, definitely. Makes sense for Geminis. You know, you're very much intelligent. You have a lot of smartness about you. And so you are whatever you put your mind to, you know, because definitely being an air sign, you have a lot of mental capacity. And so this amazing lightning bolt coming in, you know, guiding and focusing it in the direction of the thing, you know, either it's a skill or it's a pursuit that you have, whatever you're trying to master, just focusing this energy into that is just going to be a wonderful, wonderful use of that energy if you so wish. It just takes that beautiful focus of your mind that you're able to do. The energy that comes with this card is imperial power, victory, vision, rising above, protection, wisdom, wealth, swiftness, strength, soaring, spirituality, and doorway to spirit. So there is very much this, of course, spiritual connection for this for you. I'm also feeling like this. There's this Scorpio adventure that Scorpios go to. They start off as the, you know, scorpion, and then they transform into a snake, which still can sting like a, you know, a scorpion. But a snake still can bite and be venomous when it needs to be, but it's all about its growth and shedding of skins. And then it transforms into an eagle, which is what, of course, what we're talking about here. And an eagle is able to soar above, see things from that higher perspective. It still swoops down to protect what is important to its loved ones and, you know, food or whatever, but it also has this ability where it's able to then swoop back up and see things again very quickly from a higher perspective. And ultimately it transforms into a phoenix. So beautiful transformation into the spiritual being. It says here, the eagle as a totem appears to those who have begun their spiritual journey to mastery and personal illumination. To have this majestic bird fly into your life is a portend of protection and guidance. Eagle medicine allows one to have the gift of keen sight, knowing, and a great perspective. Eagle is said to carry prayers and request to the Great Spirit and bring back the answers and wisdom that are needed. Eagle people know how to ride the wind and take advantage of opportunities in the uplifting currents of life. Eagle people travel freely between the two worlds of earth and sky, matter and spirit. And if eagle has recently become your totem, a new vision will open and a new beginning emerge. You'll understand situations with sharp discernment and be gifted with sight, swiftness, and precision. To accept this totem is to embrace heightened spiritual growth. And with eagle as totem, you will become a master of creative forces in the world and soar among the great ones. Wow, love it. These cards also come with like questions or advice. There's 4 of them, and so if any of these resonate with you, you can consider these during the 3-week period. Number 1 is, have you abandoned the connection to your mastery? Return to humility. Number 2, are your wings constrained by others' expectations? Break free. Number 3, it is not your nature to live earthbound. Look up, the sky awaits. And number 4 is, let no one bind your wings. I love it. Freedom, freedom, definitely. for you here in so many ways. We're also going to pull some cards here. First from this Naked Heart Tarot. And what I'm going to do is pull 3 groups of cards, and they're going to represent the week before the full moon, the week after the full moon, and then 2 weeks after the full moon, right before the new moon begins. So let's more time here. All right, creator for our Geminis, what do you want them to know about the week before? Okay. What about the week after the full moon? Okay. And then what about the second week after the full moon? And then we're also going to pull a card here from these Wild Unknown Tarot and just get more additional messages for each of those 3 weeks. All right, what about the week before? Okay, the week after. Okay. And the second week after. Okay. Wow, they just boom, boom, boom for you guys. Oh, about the swiftness, right? All right, so the week before the full moon, you have the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords, swords are all about our thoughts, our beliefs, our mentality. It's the element of air. It's totally what you are. Being a Gemini is the element of air. It's an air sign, so this is your element, and so it's not anything that you're afraid of. This is where you live and breathe. But this represents all your expectations, all our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, and you realize that those are the things that are constricting you. Those are the things that are keeping you small. And when it talked in here about the card about don't let others' expectations keep you, clip your wings and keep you down. And other people's expectations don't have any power over us. I'll say that again. Other people's expectations don't have any power over us. Us taking on their expectations as our own expectations is what gives us this. Because people can have all the opinions they want. There's tons of popular opinions out there in the world, as well as popular emotions, around situations out in the world. And none of it you have to take on, because you have the power of choice. You get to determine what story you put around any situation. You get to choose what emotion you feel around any situation. This is all about swords and your mindsets and beliefs. So it's really this focus on going, when you realize that you're the one that's been binding you, then you do find freedom, because when you find that power, that you have this mastery of yourself, knowing that I am the master of my, story I put around things. I have this free will. I have this power of choice. We're not taught that when we're growing up. We're taught, not your will, but mine, little one. Parents go, I don't care what you want. This is what you're going to do. We have that. Conditioning that happens through praise and punishment. We all remember the punishment piece, right? Like when you get spanked or time out or whatever it might be, grounded, things taken away from you, until, you fall in line. And then when you do what, people want, and you get praise for it and attention and conditional love, then you want more of that. You're like, well, I don't prefer this, unless you were in competition as well for attention, which happens a lot when you have multiple children. If there's a lot of competition for the positive, there's those that go, you know what? I'm not stupid. There's too much competition for that supply. There's not a whole lot of competition for the negative attention. I'm going to master that, right? you know who you are, and we kind of can sway back and forth depending as well, but this is all about becoming aware of your power and that you're the one that's keeping yourself grounded on there. Yeah, because here's the 10 of Wands, and so this is all about you're ready for an ending and a new beginning. You're tired of feeling this energy. Wands is the fire element. It is about your drive, your ambition, your the aha inspirations, and so all this is like, for me, represents you're so overwhelmed with the energies of your past journey up to this point, and you're ready for a new one. You're ready to drop all this because you're feeling the burden, which does come from, like all these thoughts and these beliefs, trying to maintain them all. You just feel exhausted because of all the energy you're investing in things outside of yourself to try to maintain it. As you release all this, that's where that freedom comes from. You break through this barrier because this, dissolves and falls down. And it reminds me too of an eagle's nest. You know how they're all made of these branches and all those pointy things, and you can see them. It's just like this, it almost looks like this chaotic group of all these branches that came together. But within it, the inside is where the eagle parents put all the comforting things. They put, furs and cloth and anything soft to coat the inside so the egg isn't, in danger. It's very comforted, it's warmer. And then the eaglets crack out of the shells, and they have that time where they're living in there, and parents are bringing them their food, and then it's so comfy to stay in there that they don't want to go and fly. So the eagles, over time, the parent eagles, what they do is they take away all those comforts to where the sticky stuff starts to happen. Because when that happens, and the ugly feeling of staying in the nest outweighs the fear of them wanting to fly, then they start hopping around and they begin to fly. And that's kind of what I feel for this too with this eagle story, is this discomfort comes for a reason and for a purpose, and you are that feeling of not being the true self, of not flying, is outweighing the fears of meeting these expectations. And so this is a beautiful, with this fiery energy coming in, it almost, I have this picture in my mind's eye of the lightning bolt coming in, setting the nest on fire. It's like, okay, I'm jumping, I'm ready, I'm staying there, I want to fly. And then the moment you jump and fly, then your life has changed, because you realize you are so capable of flying up to great, great heights. You have nothing to worry about. And then the week comes for the week after the full moon. And you have the Spirit of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles in a lot of the suit. And this definitely, Pentacles is about your worth, your outside world, your abundance. And definitely this is about feeling abundant. He also, because he's at the end of the suit, he definitely understands the importance of gratitude and thankfulness, knowing that whatever you focus your energy on is what grows. And so when you're focusing on lack and what you don't have in your life, you have this experience, you feel small and constricted and like obstacles in your way, and that you can't just move freely anywhere. But when you focus in on the gratitude and the thankfulness of life, then it definitely, that's what grows instead. More things to be thankful for, and you just feel this abundant, beautiful feeling, which definitely feels like this freedom, right? Yeah, because here you go, like I was talking about, the magician, whatever you focus your energy on is what grows. You actually, this is your infinite self here. You have the infinity symbol. So your higher self, connecting to your higher realm, allows you to bring in this amazing energy, and you see that you have everything you need for this life. You've got your wands and your cups and your pentacles and your swords. You have everything you need, and it's the manifester. You have this amazing you up here. Is that energy coming in, and whatever you focus on is what you manifest and grow. That's how powerful you are. If we only knew that, right, we wouldn't focus so much on the darker things in our life if we want lighter things. Sometimes, like I mentioned before, sometimes we want to experience darkness and shadows. It's actually why we came here. We're these massive beings of love and light on the other side, and we don't know that we're love and light. We just know that we are. But in coming here and experiencing our opposites, the shadows, the darkness, we more fully understand what we are by experiencing what we're not. I was kind of compare it to, you're always breathing air around you, and if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't even know air exists, right? It's always been there since as far long ago as you can remember, until you experience being underwater. And suddenly you're very aware of air, and you're very appreciative, even more so of air than you were before you had the underwater experience. And then you're like, you can point up from the depths of the ocean, looking up and going, up there is air, that is air. And then when you go back, you're like, that is air. Now I know there's air all around me, right? And so that's this awareness that comes. Again, whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. So definitely this fullness and this wholeness and this powerfulness that you're aware of, because, looking at our infinite self, you realize that you are a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And you come down here and play this little itty bitty person to experience what it might feel like to be detached. We're not detached, but there's like this little veil, like we don't even realize that I'm still connected to the beautiful sea of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. But this little shadow side of ourself was brave enough to come and pretend to be separated and feel what it might feel like to be separated and small and powerless. And so this is a beautiful awareness that is coming as you're learning to master this spiritual world that you're on this journey for. And you have movement of swords. So definitely this is Knight of Swords. So you're wielding your Ace of Swords with your tail there. These are all the expectations, all those limiting beliefs, that are here. And this is about movement of your thoughts and beliefs, changing of your thoughts and beliefs. The Ace of Swords gives you the power. It's your power of choice, right? It's your power of awareness of that you get to cut away those thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve where you want to go and what you want to head to. They served their purpose before, like we said. No judgment, no shame, no guilt, unless you want to experience that. But you don't have to. It's like, okay, I experienced all that because I wanted to. I understand more fully who I am. It's a beautiful, like you can even take this card, everything is black or white on here, mostly. And so if this card was totally black, you wouldn't be able to see anything on it, as well as if everything was white on this card. You couldn't see anything on it, but because it is, you see the details, you see definition, you see definement of who you are and what is on that. And that's the same thing we do, So I love it, though. It's this, you're definitely having this movement of your beliefs and your mindsets. It's just, and it's swift. The Knight of Swords, there's 3 knights out of the 4 that are very swift acting and movement. And this is movement of your mind, movement of your thoughts, just boom, 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 boom. It's fast and swift, just like this card was talking about. And then you have Temperance. And Temperance is this beautiful balance of the human side and the top side. And I think I even said that in there, didn't like it understands between matter and spirit, between ground and air. And so this is this beautiful, and this is, I think, is a red, and they're masters of both the water and the air, because they, will sit with their feet in the water and eat and spend time there, and then they can also fly. And so this is definitely, like it was talking about here, is you have the ability to walk upon the ground and rise when you want to and come back to the ground when you want, but it really is this balance of with its feet in the water That is about the emotions. It's about the depths as well. But as the eagle, you can fly, high into the sky, connect to spirit, connect to your world there. But it's not this. You don't have to worry about being so heavenly minded that you're no earthly good. You definitely can stay grounded in the earthly experience and embrace, your shadow side along with your spirit side, and have this beautiful adventure together, not battling each other. Sometimes we think when we're on the spiritual journey, we must kill our ego. And we can. It's a part of ourselves. It's eternal, like us, with us. The part it plays in our adventure is, from while our human body is alive. This ego for this human body is only here for a certain period of time, but the experience in this life will always be recorded in human history in the Akashic record. So your experience as this human will be forever remembered in the records of heaven, the records of the Akashic records. So, just know that you're living this life on purpose for a purpose, experiencing all this stuff. And you do connect to your higher self, and that's you return, but it's all part of the journey. You come here to experience, totally veiled and forgetting who you are, then a time of remembering who you are while you kind of work out this conflict that's going on with your ego self and your spiritual self. But you change from going, wait, you're not me. Yeah, you are. And they're like, wait, we're both of the same body. Look, we're just two different hands. And you're like, oh, good. Now I'll walk together. And you have this whole different type of experience when you do that. So loving this for you. Beautiful journey coming in here. I'm going to leave it at that. And just know, as you're going throughout this 3-week period around this full moon, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. You have an amazing adventure, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon. You take care.